Hi, I'm Chandler Duffield, and this is my Disability Studies portfolio. For this portfolio, the first piece I wrote was my intention setting, and it's interesting to look back and see how my understanding has shifted since day one. My main goal was to not be offensive, and I was worried about what terminology was okay to use, but I wasn't really looking at the big picture at the time. The questions I should have been asking were more like, how can my work in this class further my understanding of disability? Or how can I use this knowledge to help people in the future? With my first shape piece, I found a little bit more direction. I decided to examine gymnastics and talk about how accessible it is for disabled people. I focused on a kid named Keaton that I coach, who only has one hand. Keaton had a prosthetic limb made specifically for gymnastics, and it helped him find accessibility in a sport that was already solidified. Rather than changing the design of every event in gymnastics, Keaton was able to use the prosthetic limb for his own accommodation. For my next piece, I discussed misdiagnosis and the problems that already exist within the system. My main idea was that doctors and psychiatrists should focus more on the individual and less on trying to get through the list of patients that they have. Then for my second shape piece, I talked about video game addiction disorder and the possibilities of it becoming an even bigger issue in the future, especially as technology develops and virtual reality video games become more commonplace. Then my final bridge essay was on wheelchair accessibility in Bellingham homes that I've lived in. What shocked me the most was that out of the 4 places I've lived in Bellingham, only one was even remotely wheelchair accessible. That says a lot about architectural design and the priorities in place. Through writing about and studying all these different topics, I definitely found a better understanding of disability as a whole. I'm now less worried about offending people when I discuss the topic, mainly because I think it's important to discuss. If people don't talk about these issues, then nothing will change and we'll be stuck at a standstill. The biggest takeaway for me from the class is that silence will get you nowhere, and by coming together and having a voice, great things can be accomplished. That's all the time I have. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy my work. I hope you learned something new. This is Chandler Duffield, signing off.